I never thought I'd be that guy, the one telling a story about how his girlfriend cheated on him. You hear those stories online, you pity the dude, maybe you think, that could never be me. Well, it happened. And when it did, it felt like someone ripped the floor from under me. Her name was Emma. We'd been together for 3 years. She was my first serious girlfriend, the kind of girl who made me think about rings, apartments, and stupid little kids running around the living room one day. I thought she was it. The first time I saw her, she was sitting alone at a coffee shop, reading some poetry book, probably pretending to understand it. I joked about it later, told her she looked like she was auditioning for a romantic movie. She laughed. That laugh became the sound I chased every day after. We built a life together, or at least I thought we did. Weekends watching Netflix, cooking pasta, sleeping in till noon. We had that warm, cozy love. The kind where you don't even need to talk sometimes, just exist together. But love can blind you. It can make you miss the cracks forming beneath your feet. It started small, late replies, her phone always face down. That one time she came home smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. I asked her about it. She laughed it off. Oh my God, babe, I hugged my coworker goodbye. Calm down. I wanted to believe her. I chose to believe her. But then there was Mark. My best friend since high school. We'd been through everything together. School, heartbreaks, broke nights, stupid adventures. I trusted him like a brother. So when Emma and Mark started getting close, I thought it was nice. My girlfriend and my best friend getting along? Perfect, right? Except something felt off. The way she'd light up when he texted. The way he'd avoid eye contact when I mentioned her. And that gut feeling, the one that screams something's wrong even when your brain says, don't be paranoid. One night, Emma said she was going to a girls' night. But one of her friends posted a story, just a blurry picture from a bar, and for half a second, I saw Mark's jacket in the background. Same color, same patch on the sleeve. My stomach dropped. I told myself I was imagining it, until the next morning, when she came home smelling like whiskey and guilt. Did you have fun? I asked. She smiled, tired. Yeah, why? And that's when I knew, really knew. Because she didn't ask me back. She didn't care how my night was. She just wanted the conversation over. That night, while she slept beside me, I stared at the ceiling, my heart pounding so loud it drowned out the silence. I had two choices: pretend I didn't know, or find out the truth. And the truth, well, it was so much worse than I ever imagined. The next few days were torture. She was smiling more, humming songs when she thought I couldn't hear her. But her phone was glued to her hand, like it was keeping her alive. I started noticing patterns: late-night meetings, random showers before bed, and that same cologne again. It was everywhere, on her jacket, on her pillow, even in the car. And every time I smelled it, it made my skin crawl. I didn't want to be that guy. The jealous boyfriend, the one who checks her phone, follows her around, stalks her social media. But love makes you desperate, and desperation makes you do stupid things. So one night, while she was in the shower, I opened her phone. My hands were shaking. I didn't even know her passcode, but my gut told me to try her birthday. It didn't work. Then I tried his, unlocked. My heart stopped. There were messages, hundreds of them, inside jokes, late night I miss you texts, pictures. One said, I can't wait till he's gone for the weekend. And the next one, I wish I could fall asleep next to you every night. I felt sick. I wanted to throw the phone across the room, to wake her up and scream, to demand answers she'd only lie about. But I didn't. I just sat there in silence, scrolling, my stomach turning with every word. Then I saw a photo, her mirror selfie in my hoodie, the one she said she lost months ago. But she wasn't at our apartment. I recognized the wallpaper Mark's place. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just froze. It's funny how quiet heartbreak can be. It doesn't always come with tears. Sometimes it's just this heavy, cold silence in your chest, like your heart stopped beating but you're still alive. When she came out of the shower, she smiled at me, kissed my cheek, said, "You're up late." And I remember thinking, how could someone look me in the eyes, kiss me goodnight, and still be living another life behind my back? That night, I didn't sleep. The next morning, I packed a small bag and told her I had to help my parents for the weekend. She smiled again, relieved. Of course she was. She had plans with him, and I had a plan of my own. I told myself I wasn't going to do anything crazy. Just find the truth, get the facts, and walk away like a man. But the truth doesn't come quietly. It comes like a storm, breaking everything in its way. That Friday night, Emma said she was going to stay at her friend's house again. Same excuse, same tone, same fake smile. And I said, yeah, of course, have fun. But she didn't know. I was already 2 steps ahead. I followed her, not immediately. I waited 20 minutes, then got in my car and drove after her. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel, my heart beating so hard it felt like it might crack a rib. She drove across town, not to her friend's place, but to Mark's apartment. I parked across the street and just watched. It was like watching my worst nightmare come alive in front of me. She rang the bell, he opened the door, and she went inside like she'd done it 100 times before. No hesitation, no guilt. I sat there for 15 minutes, maybe 20. I don't even remember. Part of me hoped she'd just drop something off and leave. But the lights dimmed, and I knew. I just knew. At that moment, I wasn't angry. Not yet. I just felt empty, like every emotion drained out of me all at once. I got out of the car, crossed the street, and walked up the stairs. I didn't even knock. I still had a key from when Mark and I used to hang out there, so I opened the door. They froze. She was sitting on his couch, wearing one of his shirts. He was beside her, holding a glass of wine. And for a second, nobody moved. Then she said quietly, "What are you doing here?" And I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was so absurd. It felt like a bad dream. "I should ask you the same thing," I said. Mark stood up, trying to explain, but his voice cracked. "Man, it just happened. We didn't mean." I cut him off. "You didn't mean to. You didn't mean to sleep with my girlfriend for months behind my back?" Emma started crying. I didn't care. Not anymore. Because in that moment, I realized something. I wasn't losing them. I'd already lost them a long time ago. I walked to the door, turned around, and said one last thing. I hope it was worth it. Then I left. Outside, the air was cold and sharp. It hit me like reality finally catching up. I sat in my car for a long time, staring at my hands, wondering how something that once felt so perfect could turn into this. That night, I didn't go home. I drove until I ran out of gas somewhere outside the city. And when I finally stopped, I cried. Not because of her, not even because of him, but because I realized how blind I'd been, how much of myself I'd given away to someone who never planned to keep it. The days after that night felt like a blur. I didn't eat much, didn't sleep. My phone buzzed every few hours, her name flashing on the screen. But I couldn't bring myself to answer. What was there left to say? I'm sorry? It didn't mean anything? Those words don't fix betrayal. They just make the wound deeper. For a while, I stayed at my brother's place. He didn't ask questions. He just handed me a beer, turned on the TV, and said, "Stay as long as you need. ... That silence meant more than any advice could. But the nights were the hardest. You know that feeling when your brain won't stop replaying every detail? Every moment, every laugh, every touch, now twisted into something dirty. It's like your memories become weapons, and your own mind turns against you. I started scrolling through old photos one night. Us at the beach, her in my hoodie, our stupid grins after burning the first pancake we ever tried to make together. And I realized She'd already been pulling away long before she crossed the line. I just refused to see it. It took me weeks to delete everything. Messages, pictures, videos. It felt like deleting pieces of my own life. But it had to be done. Because you can't heal while holding on to the knife that cut you. She showed up at my door once, 2 weeks later. Her eyes were red, makeup smeared, hands shaking. She said she made a mistake, that Mark didn't mean anything, that she missed me. I wanted to believe her so badly, but all I could see when I looked at her was that night. Her in his shirt, his face when I walked in. So I told her the truth. I still love you, I said, but I can't trust you. And love without trust isn't love anymore. She cried. I didn't. I think I ran out of tears by then. When she left, it finally hit me. It was over. And maybe it needed to be. For the first time in months, I went for a walk alone. No phone, no music, just the sound of the city and my own footsteps. And I realized something simple, something that took all this pain to understand. Sometimes the person you die for is the same person slowly killing you. That night, I looked in the mirror and didn't see the broken version of myself anymore. I saw someone still standing, scarred, sure, but stronger. Because when you lose everything, you get the rare chance to start over, completely clean.